Yeah, you have to offer, so you have to sit closest possible till here. Okay, Sushant, come closer. You have to give offering here. So. Greetings to everyone. First of all, my heartfelt condolences to Ramesh and his family on this sad event of Ramesh departing us. Today we will be doing the Antyasanskara of Ramesh, and this will be done by Sushant. And he will first declare that he is doing the Antyasanskara or the Dahansanskara of Ramesh, his father. Okay? So you have to drink this water after the mantra, you have to drink it, okay? Om Keshavaya Namaha. Drink it. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Fourth time you have to offer it here. Om Govindaya Namaha. Here. Yeah. Okay. Now light this lamp. So first we will be doing what is called as the Agni Dhyanam, Agni Avahanam, Agni Prajwalanam and Agni Homa. So first we are invoking Agni Bhagwan and we will be offering ghee as Ahuti to Agni Bhagwan, because when the soul leaves the form, the physical form goes into the custody of Agni Bhagwan. So that Agni Bhagwan will turn the physical remains of the form into ashes, which we will scatter into one of the holy rivers or any water body, or as per the wish of the person who has departed, if the person had expressed. Otherwise any water body you can, or usually we have the tradition of doing that in Bharat in Ganga, which is supposed to be auspicious and for salvation or for the further spiritual enhancement of the departed person. So first we will start with the sankalp, that is Sushant is going to do the sankalp saying that he is going to do the Dahansanskara for his father. Okay. So you have to say now, repeat after me. Aham, Sushant, Kusumasila, Gotra, Utpannasya, Ramesh Namne, Mama, Pituhu, Aurdhva, Dehikam, Karishye, Laukikagne, Grahanagnim, Sandhanam, Karishye, Asmin, Anvahite, Agnav, Devata, Pari, Harartham, Anvadhanam, Karishye, Agnim, Kamam, Lokam, Anumatim, Etana, Pradhana, Devatan, Agnav, Ajyena, Yakshe, Preto, Pretorasi, Ajyena, Yakshe. So in this prayer to Agni Bhagwan, Sushant has said that he is requesting Agni Bhagwan to take custody of the physical form of Ramesh and then gently turn his physical form into ashes, and at the same time guide him through this transitory phase from leaving this planet Earth spiritually and then merging with the Paramatma. So whenever a soul leaves the form, it enters into a transitory state called as the Preta Yoni. Yeah, so first the Manushya Yoni, when the soul leaves, it goes into the Preta Yoni, and then after that, in 13 days period is the time prescribed by Lord Sri Krishna in our Sanatana Dharma, which is the period when the soul finally merges with the Paramatma for next form and next mission. So after the 13 days, then Ramesh will become the Pitar, become one of the ancestors, one of our past other ancestors. So we are requesting Agni Bhagwan to take custody of Ramesh and guide us appropriately. So after each mantra, you have to just offer one drop of ghee in the lamp like this. Say the mantra and we have to do it. Okay. So Om Bhu Swaha Agnaye Idanna Mama Om Bhuvaswaha Vayave Idanna Mama Om Suvaswaha Suryaya Idanna Mama Om Bhur Bhuvas Swaha Prajapataye Idanna Mama Om Agnaye Swaha Agnaye Idanna Mama Om Kamaya Swaha Kamaya Idanna Mama Om Lokaya Swaha Lokaya Idanna Mama Om Anumataye Swaha Anumataye Idanna Mama Om Swargaya Lokaya Swaha Swargaya Lokaya Idanna Mama. So that concludes the Avahanam and handing over of Ramesh's form to Agni Bhagwan. So now we will invoke Yam Bhagwan, who is supposed to be the god of death or the custodian of all the souls when the soul leaves a particular form. And then Yam Bhagwan is supposed to accompany the soul of Ramesh till the travel when Ramesh's soul becomes one with the Paramatma. So Atma of Ramesh fuses with Paramatma. So in this journey, in the spiritual form or the spirit form, Yam Bhagwan will accompany his soul. So we will invoke Yam Bhagwan now with these shlokas. Pareya Vasam Pravato Mahiranu Bahubhya Panthana Anupas Pashanam Vaivasvatam Sangamanam Gamanam Jananam Yamam Rajanam Havisha Duvasya. So we are requesting Yam Bhagwan to take Ramesh's soul to the company of all the enlightened souls of his previous ancestors and get him all the blessings. And this is the time all the ancestors are supposed to be in the spirit form present here to welcome Ramesh's soul and accompany him till he merges with the Paramatma. So we are requesting Yam Bhagwan to take him through this spiritual journey till he merges with the Paramatma. Ma enam agne vidah ma abhi shochaha ma asya tvachama chikshipa ma shariram yada shrutam krunvaha jata vedaha. So in this we are requesting Agni Bhagwan to be gentle on the form of Ramesh so that he doesn't get severe pains when undergoing this process. Tapasaye anadrishyaha tapasaye svayayuhu yayuhu tapaye chakrire mahatana chitta evi api gacchatat api eva gaccha tat. That means you are requesting Yam Bhagwan to take him to the company of all the previous ancestors and get their blessings and guidance for his onward journey. Yeah? So now we will proceed to do what is called as the Tilanjali, for which we will be standing there. Yeah? So we will be offering black sesame seeds, Ganga Jalam, rice and Tulsi Patram or basil leaves. Okay, so Sushant, please come here. And all family members can also come. Those who are going to offer, just behind. So please come and stand here. Just stand here. Yeah, Sushant, come here. So first Sushant will offer black sesame seeds and again just hold it in. And then we will give another. So you have to offer this to Ramesh as the last physical offering to Ramesh. So once you have to be doing 3 mantras. So after each mantra, you have to offer this black 6 messages in Dandata from the head up to the legs. First on the right hand side of Ramesh, then in the center, like this over down, and once on the left hand side. So you need this in the manual work. So after the mantra, you have to offer it and like this. Kalaya Dhanapate Dvarchul Likhami. I can say from here. Let's go forth here. Yamaya Dhanapate Dvarchul Likhami. Mrityave Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. So one, yes, Kalaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Yamaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. You can brush all the 66. Mrityave Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Kalaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Yamaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Mrityave Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. That's all. Kalaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Yamaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Mrityave Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Kalaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Yamaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Mrityave Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Kalaya Dhanapate Dvachol Likhami. Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami. Left side. Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami. Rest house. So now what do you do this time? Give few grains of rice to him. First. And Sushant will lead and everyone will follow in that same sequence. Hey, he can do it. And I keep chanting the mantra, you keep on offering in the mouth, okay? Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya. Like you're feeding him. Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami Kalaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacholikhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacholikhami. So, this is the Tilanjali which we have done now. So we have offered 3 times because all of us, whether we are in the physical form or the spiritual form, we are all associated with the 3 energies. That is the Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Brahma being the energy of creation, Vishnu being the energy of maintenance or sustenance, and Shiva being the energy of destruction of what we don't want. So we are all made up of that. So as a gratitude to each of these energies, and because of that 3 energies, Ramesh could live and complete his mission on his planet Earth during his lifetime. So that's as a gratitude we gave him the last offering in the physical form. So now we will do the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. So Sushant will lead first 3 times, the whole family will go anti-clockwise, Apradakshina and then one Pradakshina while chanting the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. And those who know the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, they can all chant together. And after each Pradakshina or Pradakshina, we'll offer a few petals at the feet of Ramesh. So after each rotation, 1 or 2 petals. This way first. Om Tyambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityurokshiyamamrutat. Om Tyambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityurokshiyamamrutat. Om Tyambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityurokshiyamamrutat. Om Tyambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. So this Mahamrityunjaya mantra, we have prayed to Lord Shiva to provide Ramesh and all of us also with the nutrition which is required for us to let go of each other in terms of physicality. So now onwards, we should always think of Ramesh as a spiritual person, our soul, who has inspired us during his lifetime. And he has taught so many things, guided, done a lot of community service, and inspired so many people. So that is going to be the inspiration for us to move on with our life. And to do that, we need energy. So this energy we have requested Lord Shiva to give us, who is a three-eyed, fragrant God, who is the Lord of nutrition, be it in the spiritual form or be it in the physical form. So that is the prayer we did in the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. And there is an example given in that how you should shed away all the physical bondages with each other. So how it should be done is, there is an example given that a ripe cucumber falls off the paper automatically when it is fully ripe. So it has to be that smooth. The bondages should release that easily. To do that, we are requesting Lord Shiva to give us energy. Because it is being in the physical attachments, it may be sometimes a little bit difficult to let go. So to aid that, we are asking for the energy to do that very smooth. So that's why we chant this Mahamrityunjaya mantra. And today, Ramesh is the ripe cucumber who has fallen off the creeper of physical life. And he is on his onward journey to merge with Paramatma and take another form, another mission. So after this, we will have.
Can we do? Our niece is here. So can we do Mrityunjaya mantra?
Yeah.
Sweta, do you want to do?
Yeah. Oh, she has to offer here.
She want to offer the Tilaki.
Okay. Yes.
Sure.
So to overcome your proper ones on his right controls. After I say that. Kalaya Dhanapate Vacho Likhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacho Likhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacho Likhami Kalaya Dhanapate, offer it in the mouth. Device. Kalaya Dhanapate Vacho Likhami Yamaya Dhanapate Vacho Likhami Mrityave Dhanapate Vacho Likhami. Now we have to go anti-clockwise 3 times while we chant the Mahamrityunjaya mantra and once. So after each rotation, we have to offer a few flowers like this way. Start from here. Anti-clockwise. Om Trambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् So that is, we have done the Tilanjali, and now as a community we will do a small prayer for onward journey of Ramesh. That means the Lord has bestowed upon him all the good conditions while he was in the physical form with us. So the same good conditions we request the Lord or the Parameshwara to bestow upon him for his onward journey. अनादिनिधनं देव शङ्खचक्रगदाधर अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रेतशान्ति प्रलोभव इहलोकं परित्यज्य गतोऽसि परमां गतिं मनसा वायुरूपेण पिण्डे त्वां योजयाम्यहम्. So we are requested for all the good conditions onwards. So from the transition from the Manushya Yoni to Preta Yoni to become the pillars. So this we have done as a collective society, all the relatives, family, friends and the community as such. And now Sushant will do family on behalf of his immediate family, that is mother and all his brothers and cousins, everyone. As a son he is going to do for his father. So you have to say, Aham Sushant Namne Kusumasila Gotra Utpannasya Ramesh Namne Mama Pituhu Pretasya Pretatvam Nivritya Uttama Loka Pratyartham Prarthayishe Narayana 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahamiryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Prithvi Shantihi Om Jala Shantihi Om Agni Shantihi Om Vayu Shantihi Om Antariksha Shantihi Shanti Eva Shantihi Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. So after this we will have the Gita part for all of us, and then thereafter we will finally pay gratitude to Ramesh with flowers, all of us, those who have come here, and then finally we do the Mukhagni just before Ramesh is offered to the Agni Bhagwan finally. And today Ramesh has paid the ultimate gratitude to the nature by offering his own form to the nature itself, from where the form has come. Without the form which he got from the nature, he wouldn't have been able to complete his mission. So that's the reason he has offered his own form itself to the Lord as a final gratitude.
Not outside, inside.
Okay. So that really has
Only inside.
Yeah, so all now present. Okay, so the persons who are all present here inside can please come near Ramesh and then pay your tributes before
We'll open every
Start with the next eulogy.
Purnana Akshantaram, whatever.
So,
Yeah.
so eulogy will last.
So because Bhagavad Gita is such a...
Yeah, no problem. Ah, that's it. Sure.
That makes sense, right? Because it will set the tone.
So all consider just
Yeah. So once it sits, so also when everyone comes, so we can display and we go. So we tell it's not that, but we did offer something, so that's tradition. So we said, so we thought that they were we can do that, but only with once.
Okay.
Just share.
Okay.
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఎన్నికలు
All have come. All have come. Can I start now?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. You sit away from there.
Yeah. Make sure you tell the mobile should be off first.
Namaskaram. I would request everyone to turn their mobiles off, please. Thank you. Thank you everyone for having come here to support the family of Ramesh during this challenging moment. We will all pray for the liberation of Ramesh's soul as a community. And this is the time when our moral support is required by the family to overcome this sad event which has been bestowed upon us. We'll pray to the Lord to give us the strength to overcome this grief and move on. It is really sad that Ramesh has left physically, but he is going to be with us forever in spiritually or in the form of energy, guiding us, inspiring us by all his teachings which he has bestowed upon us during his lifetime in this particular form with us on this planet Earth. So we will thank him also for all that, and will always be inspired by his teachings. He would have bestowed upon us so many blissful moments, taught so many life philosophies as to how to lead the life blissfully, helping the others, doing community service, and many other ways. So that is going to be the inspiration and our energy to move forward. As a rule of nature, we have to let go of each other. Ramesh as well as we as physical entities, and now he is as a spiritual entity. He has to let us go, and at the same time we will also let him go gracefully, though it is a sad moment, because when we are physically associated, sadness and all the different emotions associated with physicality do definitely come in. But as a rule of nature, we have to accept that this is a temporary phase, the physical, and then the Atma is always eternal, or the spirit is eternal. And also in Bhagavad Gita, we will begin with the recitation of Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, where Lord Shri Krishna has taught to us regarding the life and death philosophies as applied to all the human beings, or for that matter, anything in this universe. So this will give us the strength to move on. The Lord says that the Atma, or the spirit or the soul, is complete in all respects, just as the Paramatma or the God or the super consciousness or the universal consciousness. So every Atma comes out from the Paramatma, takes a particular form, takes a particular mission from the Paramatma, and in a stipulated time frame also, which we say as the lifetime of that person. And once that mission is completed by that soul in that particular form during that duration of time frame, it is definite that the soul is going to leave the form, merge back with the Paramatma for the next mission and next form. That is a Sanatan philosophy or the Hindu Dharma philosophy. And since it is a rule of the nature, we need to accept that. And how to accept that? Because of the physicality, as I said, the sorrow is going to be pretty heavy on us, but we need to still overcome that and slowly come back to, because we need to perform our mission as well, which is entrusted to us by Paramatma in our particular form and in our time frame as well. And for that we need to slowly get rid of all the physical bondages, which is necessary for Ramesh's soul as well as for us as well. Having said that, the grief will be there, and it is like a stress which is developed within us, and it needs to be relieved for us to move on. We all know that the death is imminent one day for all of us, the moment we are born. But we do not know when that moment is going to come for us to leave the form. That is the reason it comes as a very huge physical, mental and spiritual stress, psychological stress. So we need to relieve that stress, and to relieve that stress, our Sanatana Dharma has prescribed what is called as the Antyashti or the Antyasamskara, which gives us the energy and which makes us realize or come to terms with the reality that Ramesh is not going to be with us physically anymore. Spiritually, always he will be with us. So the Atma is Purna or complete in all aspects. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So it is an example can be given to explain this. Like if you take a glass of water from the ocean, the water in the glass and also in the ocean, it is exactly the same. And suppose you pour the water back into the ocean, what happens? The water becomes one with the water in the ocean. So that is the nature of our souls or our Atma merging in the Paramatma. So Ekrupata, you can say in Sanskrit. So the soul merges with the Paramatma, comes out and merges. It takes a form for a different experience or different mission, and then once it is accomplished, we are sure to merge back with the Paramatma. Dehinno asminyata dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tata dehantar praptihi dhiras tatra na muhyati. So our soul is not affected by any of the things in this physical universe. It remains the same as it enters the womb of a mother, and when it leaves the form it has assumed. Yeah? It is only the physical form which is subjected to different conditions. Like for a human being, first a conception takes place, then the baby is born, then toddler, then teenage, youth, middle age, finally old age, and finally leaving the form. These are the different stages which the physical form undergoes. And they are all bound by the rules of the nature and the 5 elements. That is earth, water, fire, air and space. And additionally, as a physical entity, we also have the time frame as well. So we are bound by time as well. But unlike our physical form, the soul is not at all affected by any of these physical conditions, nor does it be affected by the time frame as well. That's why we say the soul is timeless or eternal. It just keeps on assuming or acquiring different forms for a different mission. So that's the reason we should not get deluded by the physicality of any form. And today, since Ramesh has left his form, it is going to be sorrow or it's going to be a grief, yes, for some time, because we had associated with him physically for so many years. And suddenly when we had to realize that his form is not going to be with us anymore, it is definitely a grief which is going to be caused to us. But slowly we will overcome this grief and move on. Nasate vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhyopi drashta antato anayo tattva darshibihi. So in this sloka, Lord Shri Krishna has told us how insignificant time as a soul we spend on this planet Earth. Meaning, we have time frame which is defined as, say, a second, then minute, then you have an hour, then 24 hours, then the week, fortnight, month, and a year. So that is, the time is defined in those parameters. So, but when we are in the spirit form, we are timeless in the sense this time we are not bound by any time. So 365 days of a physical existence equates to just one day of the spiritual existence. So in terms of that, if we say 100 years if somebody spends on this planet Earth, it is equivalent to just 100 days for the soul. So here Lord is trying to tell us that we spend very insignificant time as a physical entity or a spiritual entity on this planet Earth. That is the reason we need to concentrate on all the inspirations or the knowledge which Ramesh has bestowed upon us, all the blissful moments. He would have given us a lot of happy moments during his lifetime with us. And that's going to be the inspiration. And at the same time, we need to realize that we have to slowly think of Ramesh only as the soul or the spiritual energy rather than the physical entity. And for doing this also, we do all this sanskara or the rites. We as human beings are supposed to undergo 16 such sanskaras, beginning with the garbha sanskara or the conception of a baby, till we leave the form, which is called as the leaving of the form, or we can say Antya Sanskara. So Antya Sanskara begins with the cremation of the physical form, and then it ends on the 13th day when the soul becomes one with the Paramatma again. So that is the 13-day period, transitory period, as it's called as the Preta Yoni Pravas. So first we are in the Manushya Yoni, or we are in the form of a human being. When we leave the form, we go into transitory state called as the Preta Yoni, and then finally after 13 days we merge with the Paramatma where we become the ancestors. Yeah. So for doing this, for this energy also, it needs energy. The soul needs energy, and we also need the energy to come to terms with reality that physically Ramesh is not going to be with us. And to get that energy, we do all this sanskara or the Antya Sanskara, where we chant a few mantras and we do a lot of, daily there are some mantras which we can chant, which gives us the energy to realize the truth and move on. So that's the reason all these rites are devised. So in 13 days period, as per our Sanatana Dharma or the Hindu Dharma, it is a natural period which we naturally get used to Ramesh not being with us. Naturally we come to terms with reality and we accept the truth gracefully and move on. That's the reason on the 10, 11, 12 and 13 days we do what is called as the Shraddham and Tarpanam. That's when the soul of Ramesh will merge with the Paramatma and then move on for the next mission. Jayate mrete va kadachi nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane shariraha. The spirit or the soul or the Atma is neither born nor does it die. It just comes out of the Paramatma and merges back. It is only the physical form which is subject to all the different conditions of this nature on planet Earth. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grahnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirna jnanani sanyati navani dehi. So an example can be given. What is the nature of the soul? As we acquire different clothes, wear them, and when they are worn out or when they are faded or when we feel that now we need to change our clothes, we discard the old clothes and get the new ones. And similarly, the soul also, once it has accomplished a particular mission in a particular form, in a particular duration, then it is definite that the soul will leave the form to merge back with the Paramatma for a new form and a new mission. That's the reason we try to detach ourselves physically from Ramesh and realize that he is going to be the spiritual energy with us forever. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. As I said earlier, the soul is not affected by any of the 5 elements of the nature. That is, the earth cannot bury the soul, water cannot wet the soul, fire cannot burn the soul, air cannot blow away the soul, nor does the space absorb the soul. It remains as it is when it enters a physical body and then when it leaves the physical form as well. So that is the nature of the soul. It's only the form which perishes over a period of time, or it is discarded, or it is left by the soul. And then we offer that form back to the nature by the way of cremation, by offering the form to Agni Bhagwan, who turns the form into ashes, and then we finally disperse the ashes into any of these water bodies or within the earth, or whatever is the wish of the departed person or the family, so that the person's form becomes one with the nature. And today, Ramesh has left his form after his mission is complete, and as an ultimate gratitude to the nature, he has offered his form itself back to the nature. Because without the form, he won't have been able to accomplish his mission. We all, as a physical entity, we need a form to do our mission. And today, he has paid ultimate gratitude to the nature by offering the form back to the nature. Avyaktyo ayam achintyo ayam avikaryo ayam uchyate tasmadeva vididvatena nanushochitum arhasi. The spirit is very vast, or the soul is very vast. You cannot explain the soul in all aspects completely, because it is as vast as the Paramatma. And Paramatma is the universal consciousness out of which all of us have come. So we cannot explain everyone's soul completely, but we can do the explanation to the extent we experience our soul in a particular form. To that extent we can understand. So it is so vast that we need to continuously do the prayers and meditations and pray to the Lord that please give us the energy to understand this soul deeper and deeper every time. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat parihararthe natam shochitum arhasi. As I said earlier, the death is imminent, so for anybody who is born, but it is only the time which we do not know when some person is going to leave the form. So when it comes as a very sudden shock and impact on us as a stress, which we need to release. So to release all this stress, we do all the rituals which gives us the energy to slowly come back to the normal. And yes, the stress needs to be released, and we need to grieve. Grieving, or the best way of grieving or expressing sorrow is shedding tears, which the nature has given to us very naturally. we shed tears very easily and very naturally, and which is very, very effective way of releasing the stress during such challenging moments. Yeah. So we thank the universe for that, and also the universe explains or gives the way to everyone to relieve their stress in their own way. So that is the beauty of nature. So some people may say, okay, just leave me alone, don't contact me, I just want to think about Ramesh and that I will relieve myself. Or somebody will say, I'll just go on out in the nature, I don't want to stay in the house for some time, be with the nature, next to the seashore or the water, the river banks or in the forest or whatever. So likewise, everyone is taught by the nature to relieve their own stress in a different way. And not all of us have a very similar nature or similar, the makeup of our form. So depending upon our form and our nature, the universe or the nature or the God gives us the way to relieve the stress. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasendriyani tasya pradnya pratishtitaha. So during such challenging moments, it may happen that all our senses may go out of control. And then when the senses are out of control, then we are not able to carry out our mission effectively. That is the reason to keep the senses under control, we need to pray to the God or the Lord or the Parameshwara to give us the strength to overcome all this grief and keep our senses under control. Because under stress we cannot perform our mission. We have to be absolutely calm and quiet again to lead our mission effectively. So that is in summary what Lord Shri Krishna has taught to us in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2. So the 16th sanskara which I talked about, it begins, as I said, from the conception, then the baby is born, the naming ceremony of the baby, then it eats the first solid food, then you have the initiation into education, and after the education is complete, we have the initiation into, say, married life, then children, growing the children, and so on. And likewise, when we complete all this, we all are initiated into what is called as the detachment. So today, physically, we need to detach ourselves physically from Ramesh and move on with our mission, effectively praying to the Lord to give us the strength. So all this, to come to terms with reality, is a 13-day period which is prescribed in our Sanatana Dharma, which is the period of called as the Antya Sanskara, beginning with the Dahana Sanskara, which is going to happen today, and over a period of time, the other sanskaras will be done, and finally, 13th day, Ramesh will become one of the ancestors. So that is. So thank everyone here who has come here to support the family during this challenging moment. So we will all pray as a family, as a community for Ramesh. Yeah? So I'll do a small prayer on behalf of the community now. Anadinidhanam deva shankachakra gadadhara aksheya pundarikaksha preta shanti pralobhava ihalokam parityajya gatosi paramam gatim manasa vayu rupena pinde tvam yojayamyaham. So whenever the soul leaves the form, it enters into a transitory phase called as the preta yoni. So now in this prayer, what we have prayed to the Parameshwara or the Lord, saying that bestow upon Ramesh's soul all the good conditions which you have bestowed upon him during his physical presence on this planet Earth. See, please bestow upon the same conditions for his onward journey, and also bless him with all the blessings from all his previous ancestors and give him the energy for his further journey. Thank you. So now we will proceed with the eulogy.
On behalf of my family, I want to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate the life of my father, Ramesh Chandra Guduru. It's very rare that I say his full name like that. So, yeah. Look, if anyone's had a conversation with my father, you would know it tends to be quite a journey. It's often a lengthy and detailed undertaking, fully researched with a complete setting of context and a deep dive into history prior to actually getting to the topic of conversation. Unfortunately, it would seem like I have also inherited that trait, as I'm sure my wife, all my friends, and anyone who I've worked with will attest to. So I'll try to keep this short, but I'm saying that, and I've also got 4 pages of writings to go through. But my dad was a dedicated and loving father, husband, brother-in-law, uncle, father-in-law, and it turns out quite a fun grandparent. He lived his life in service of others. His greatest joy came from supporting his loved ones, helping them find their way and setting them up for success. He did this time and time again across the entire family and across our friends over the years. He always put others ahead of himself, often to the detriment of himself and his own goals, although I'm sure that was never something that he would think was a sacrifice for him. He saw it as his duty or responsibility or just something that he wanted to do that gave him joy. In my adult years, I often found myself saying to Dad, can you please stop caring about everyone else? And can you just do something for yourself? Can you do something that you enjoy? And just go out and do something for yourself. And I guess having said that, there was that one time that he went out and bought himself a Jaguar, which was his dream car, and on his credit card, and so I suppose he did listen to me that one particular time. Mechanically, it was a terrible car, but he did love it. He did love that car for almost a decade. His early adult years were dedicated to ensuring that each of his younger brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, all had a path forward in their lives. Migrating to Australia in the 80s, setting up a life here, and also financially and emotionally supporting family back in India. My mum often tells me about the conversations they both had once I was in the picture, about whether to stay here in Australia or head back home to the closeness of family in India. And the ultimate decision they took to stay here far away from family in order to give me a better life and all the opportunities that this wonderful country provides. That's something I'm eternally grateful for. And currently as a guy who lives 1.5 kilometers away from my parents, it's a sacrifice that I can't even start to imagine. In his later years, once the family was all good, Dad directed his energy to serving the community. His desire to help the Indian community led him to work with the Hindu Society of Victoria and also outside of that as well. He served in the committee. It was something he was very proud of, and he was very proud of his achievements and what he did for the community there. And there's countless individuals he helped along the way as well. He firmly believed that as a community, as part of the Indian community, making themselves a home in this country, that we collectively carry a responsibility to not only preserve and share our heritage, but also integrate with the wider Australian society by embracing and understanding and integrating with the many cultures, not just Indian, but all cultures of all nationalities that make this country so special, he really did take that to heart. He often said, we can't pretend that this is India, that we made a choice to be Australian, and therefore it is our responsibility to embrace that to its full extent. And I suppose that's why if you ask my mum who her favourite music artist was, she'll probably say Johnny Farnham or Kylie Minogue. Through everything, family was the most important thing in my dad's life. For most people, the family unit consisted of mum, dad and kids. For my dad, and for us as well, that unit was far extended to include uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents. There was no distinction for him. The best example is the way that I grew up. We all lived together as a joint family. Consisted of mum, dad, me, my uncle, who I consider my second dad, my aunt, my second mum, my cousin, my baby brother, and another cousin, and a rotating set of grandparents that were always in our house. And I think everyone knew that if you were to invite the Guduru family to anything, you'd have to cook a lot and expect a large convoy of cars to arrive. But of course, for my dad, family wasn't just limited to blood relations. Over the years, he built a very, very close circle of friends, all of which I can see in the room today. Friends so close that I've never seen them as friends. I've always considered, for me, they've always been family, and that's just how it's always been. This past week, we've been surrounded by their love and support. Haven't been left alone for even a minute. Look, my kids had a whole alphabet of grandparents to entertain and distract them throughout this week, and I'm forever grateful for that. Of course, my mum was always in a category of her own. Growing up, I thought that being married meant that you had to do everything together, and that you could never just go out to the shops by yourself. I thought, if you were married, you had to. There must be a law or something that you have to be together and go together everywhere. And I suppose I sort of believe that to an extent too, with my wonderful wife. He constantly said that he wouldn't be the person he is without my mum, and I know that to be 100% true. Another defining trait of my dad was his approach to everything he undertook. Whatever he did, he gave it his all, and I'm sure everyone here has been exposed to that 100% dedication. Anything less than that was just not acceptable to him. During his 30-plus career at Australia Post, he poured himself into work and the people there. Even after 15 years of retiring, he would still speak with pride about the programs he helped deliver. But even more so about the colleagues that he shared that journey with. Perhaps that inspired me to go down the similar career path that I chose as well. Any topic of interest that he had would be thoroughly researched, all viewpoints dissected. Any DIY projects would be done to a level of detail that even I can't match now. Even simple greeting cards that he would make for his friends and family would be custom and personalised, with all the lines, everything perfectly aligned and perfected. There's so much more I could say about my dad, the memories we shared, and the incredible father he was to me. But I'd like to share a few key principles that have shaped my life that he had passed on to me, and their sometimes funny, interesting origin stories as well. And it's definitely something that sort of really laid the foundation for the way that I live my life. The first one was, he always said, always try to see the intention behind someone's actions or words and measure that against the person that they are to you and what they've shown to you in the past. That is to say, don't just react, but pause and think why someone who doesn't want to necessarily hurt you, always has your best interests in heart, may have said something. It's quite a big lesson, but it came about in a very trivial way when I was quite young. It was during one of our regular road trips that we took as a family with our other family friends, and we were going to stop at Pizza Hut for lunch, as we do, in some regional town. I can't remember which one it was. Back in the days of Melways and no GPS, Dad missed the exit, and I think that our convoy of cars, I could see Pizza Hut. I could see the Pizza Hut like at the bottom of the bridge as we drove away, and I was hungry. I liked pizza. I very quickly blamed Dad, and I said he must have done this on purpose because he hates pizza. He doesn't like the food, and he didn't want me to have any. But we eventually did. We eventually drove around and found Pizza Hut, and all was well. I had my fair share. But later, Dad sort of sat me down and he had a chat to me about this, and he said, "Have I ever tried to hurt you before?" Then no. Then you have to sort of stop and think, why would I try to do that now? You should always take a step back before you react and jump to conclusions that you know in your heart aren't true. I carry that principle every day in all the interactions that I have with everyone. And also, it's probably lucky they invented GPS, so no missed Pizza Hut dates. Second one was, I remember having a conversation with my dad when I was in grade 3. He used to hit me with this heavy stuff when I was quite young, so having a conversation with my dad when I was in grade 3. I just started to make some friends at a new school, and I was telling my dad about these guys that I met. And he said, there was some conversation, and he said, "Look, I paraphrase because I was in grade 3. I probably wouldn't have understood these words, but it's something he repeated to me throughout my life as well. But he essentially said, your true friends are the ones that give you equal, if not more value back to the value that you give them. These are the people that you must keep for life. Don't waste your time chasing friendships if the value isn't provided back to you." And it's worked amazingly well for me. And true to his words, the friends that I made back in those days are still the group of friends that I cherish today, and I can see them in this group today. They continue to be my closest and most consistent relationships. And I know my dad has his close network of friends in the exact same way. Lastly, a more recent one. I wasn't sure how to sort of put headline this, so I'll just relate the story. It's sort of emblematic of how my dad sort of lived his life. He had strong opinions about certain things throughout his life. Maybe it was a product of his upbringing. He always thought sort of dancing, specifically sort of non-classical Bollywood dancing type things, was a bit silly and not very dignified to do. Anyone who knows my wife knows that she loves to dance. It's her passion. So when I told Dad, when I was introducing Swetha to the family, I said what interests the girl that I wanted to marry had. He wasn't all that impressed. He made a bit of a face. But in the end, he himself proudly danced with the rest of my family at our Sangeet. And I asked him later, I thought you hated this. Why'd you get up on stage and do this? And he said, after you told me about what Swetha's interests were, I went to a number of her performances, and I saw her dance. I saw the enjoyment that it brought to my daughter-in-law and how passionate she was. And, that's enough for me. I did it because it would make her happy, and that's more important than my opinions. If she loves it, I love it too. And from there on, he made sure that he was at every single performance of his daughter-in-law's from that day on. He really did get enjoyment and satisfaction out of seeing his loved ones happy. And I don't know how to quite word this one in, but it's something that I do have to mention. In the last 8 or 9 years, Mum and Dad became unexpectedly passionate 10-pin bowlers at their local seniors club. He took great pride in it, as he would, and he often won Star of the Week with his high scores, beating all the other seniors at at his club. And he was very proud to share that news in the family chat groups and show us the little pictures of the certificates that he won. It may sound like a very trivial thing, but it was sort of classic Dad. Whatever he did with joy, pride, and total commitment. Whether it was his career, his community, his family, or even his bowling, he gave it his all. So I just want to say directly to Bapu, you gave us everything we could ever need in our lives to the fullest. I hope we live in a way that honours your name, upholds the principles that you held dear, and reflects everything you worked so hard to give us. And I promise to pass this on your way of life, pass on your way of life to my children as you did to me. Thank you for everything. Thanks all. I'd now like to invite Vallabhankul onto the stage.
Most of you people know me, but I just said my name is Sri Vallabh Jaju. It is sad that we are here together to say farewell to dear friend Ramesh Chandra Hari Guduru. The Ramesh was a man of few words. Hence, I have also tried to express my feelings and memories of 55 years of friendship in a few lines. From 1970, together we transitioned to dynamic young guys, balancing fun and studies at REC Warangal. We both were famous for catching up on our sleep, standing in the bus, holding the pole with one hand and T-square in the other hand, and managing not to fall. It was around 7 to 8 kilometers of bus drive every day. I used to be in the first stop and he used to be in the second stop. Just one stop to difference. That was we were famous for. We departed our ways for further studies and professions in our own direction after we finished our REC. We met in Faridabad when they saw my little son and met Lata at the newly waiting for a visa to Australia at that time. So they came to our place from Hyderabad. As if that was how life was meant to be, or the God has put it in that way, our arrival in Australia in 1990 turned that friendship into an extended family, including our kids as a buddies. So everybody liked him, a true friend to call upon in need, just a phone call away indeed. Normally we say the friend in need and friend indeed. The numerous car rides, rushing us to uni to help us in submitting our assignments, burning of midnight oil with the only computer we had access to, accomplish our studies at his home, without expecting a thank you in return. If we said thank you, he would say, "Mujhe gaali mat do." Meaning, don't insult me by saying thank you. Normally, Ramesh did not eat yogurt or drink tea in any place. Generally, that is what he used to eat, like coffee. But when they visit our house, sometimes he used to eat yogurt, not just yogurt, 2 spoons of sugar within that, just one bowl of this thing. And drink tea saying, if Vallabh is making it, I'll drink it. So if I make it, he will drink it, not my wife. A quiet achiever at all times, of course. leave a spot of my journey with him, but I just tell a few things. A quiet achiever at all times, a true fighter determined for the right cause. He always fight for the right cause. A man of few words, but each word had the depth of 1,000 words. So he never used to blah, 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 going on explaining anything. Once he said that, that means we have to understand what he is trying to say. As I said that. Life was going along with celebrations, gatherings, and accolades for achievements. Then came his retirement and some ups and downs with health, but still always eager to selflessly serve the community. And I think he has become president of the Hindu Society, Karam Downs, and he worked in the community, his friends, everybody he has been able to help whenever he needed it. A change of hobbies extending from creative photography to bowling, spiritual discussions, and deep interest in astronomy. So I think about the photography, Sushant has covered that part of it. He kept surprising us with his little quirks, like his theory of effect of other planets on Earth, and predictions based on scientific calculations. This is talking about his recent calculations which he did. Our last conversation, maybe around 2 weeks back, was for him to write a book book. That is what I told him when he explained me. Normally he doesn't talk in that scenario, but he asked me to come to his room on the computer. He completely showed the complete graph. All the time you normally say, don't believe me, but now you can see this. All the planets, how they affect, and all the calculations, when the COVID came, when they went back, mapped everything. And he has done scientific calculations. For our other calculations, people were telling on the YouTube anyway. Our last conversation was for him to write a book, but alas, destiny has something else planned. He is not more anymore. Dear friend Ramesh Hari, will truly miss your presence around us. Thank you for all the good times and memories. We'll always cherish them. Thank you for being a true friend. I take this moment an opportunity to pray the Almighty to provide strength to the family and carry Ramesh Hari's great legacy that he leaves behind. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Most of you might be knowing Hari and Chari combination for a long time. I met Hari in 1975. Our friendship is for 50 years. 5 years less than Vallabh, that's why I asked him to speak first. And Hari, when I met him and started at IIT, I started my PhD and he started M.Tech 2 years junior to me. And very meritorious student. He had Tata Institute of Fundamental Research scholarship because of his highest score he has got in the entrance exam. And he always used to very friendly with me, except for few moments where I was busy with other activities than studies. He always used to worry about me. When we did course together, he used to look at first my marks than his marks. And then he used to say that, oh, you work at night and somehow you do well and all that stuff. And we lived together as neighbors for a long time and always going office together. I used to make a lot of noise and songs in the car and all that stuff he used to enjoy. Without telling me anything, he never did anything. Every time he gets a doubt, he always has to call Chari. And when I came here, when the newly married Lata and Hari came to the airport, first I thought I may go to Sydney, but when he heard that I am coming to Australia, he himself wrote a letter that I should be coming to Melbourne and stay with him. And Lata is like my sister. She treated me like mother. I am always indebted to Hari. And Hari is my right hand. First time I cried for 2 days, unstoppably. in my life because he's so close to me, so close to me. And every time in the car I was playing music, and he used to say that, sing some devotional songs and also for him. There is one song, Hari always used to like it, only 2 lines I will say, that is Ramadas. He always, Ayyayo Raghu Ramayya, Nirdaya Chuchadavemayya, Priyamuga Karamuna Birudu Vahinchina, Nayaguna Nidhivani Nammiti Namadi, Ayyayo Raghu Ramayya. He used to listen this song every day, every minute. When he gets frustrated, he used to listen this song. Of course, I used to sing naughty songs with him. He used to enjoy, as usual, like mine. Hari, I am going to miss you every minute. And first time, I am a bit excited. Thank you.
Just wanted to showcase. Wouldn't be an event for my dad unless there was an IT presentation. So we've organised a quick photo montage that hopefully will play now. Thanks, everyone. I'd like to now invite you all to pay respects to my father. He felt very strongly about plants and flowers indoors. So in lieu of offering flowers, we have a Rama mantra printed out on little sheets, and we'd like everyone to sort of line up and take one of these slips and fold it up, roll it up, whatever you want, and offer it to my father. So I think we'll try and we'll sort of line up around here and go towards which way is it? Yeah, just around. We'll have people guiding you. Just wanted to have a bit of a brief explanation of what the mantra is.
So the mantra which we are going to offer Ramesh is Rama Rameti Rameti Manorame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. So that is the surrender of ourselves to Rama, the Lord. And that mantra we are going to offer to Ramesh as a final tribute. So all of us can come towards the legs of Ramesh and clockwise leave from the other side. Thank you. So after we have all paid tribute to Ramesh with this mantra, we will finally proceed for the Mukhagni. As we all know, in Bharat or in India, we have a tradition of offering fire to our beloved ones when they leave the form. So which we will simulate here. Sushant will simulate that Mukhagni by lighting an incense stick and touching to the lips, chest and legs of Ramesh. And that will be the conclusion of Dahansanskara today. Thank you. Thank you once again everyone for having come here to support the family during this challenging moment. यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. So now we'll proceed for the Mukati. Om Trambake Yajamhe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanam Mrityurmukshyamamritat. Om Trambake Yajamhe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanan Mrityurmukshyamamritat. Om Trambake Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanan Mrityurmukshyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
If you could please stand, thank you. Come forward, hold the lid, we'll close together. Carefully, please.
Just on the count of three, we're going to lift up. Yep. Take from the handles and onto the first roller. 1, 2, 3, up. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. We'll take it from here. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this part of the service. The family will now be leaving for a witness cremation. You have a few moments if you want to pay your condolences now. Thank you.
Okay, some stuff in from inside.
Yeah, 2 baskets. Right now.
That stays there, does it?
Yeah, no, stay there.
Does it go on top of the sticker? Does it go on top of the
A
sticker?
little bit hard flow, and a little bit of
Oh, right.
it will stay there.
Join it slowly, we'll follow.
Yeah.
Walking.
James, let James know when you're ready and make sure it was a pack. And I'll let you down later.
Okay. This one can go this way. I think there's a few more in here, I think.